I was transmigrated into the role of a green tea female supporting character. According to the system prompts, I must complete the specified lines to escape. Task lines: brother, since you two are in a long-distance relationship anyway, just have a couple of drinks with me. So I spoke to the male lead. Dude. Anyway, you don't have a wife to control you recently. You have to have a drink or two with me. Task lines: can you treat me as your younger sister and let me take care of you? I patted the male lead on the shoulder. From today on, you are my elder brother, and I am your real younger sister. If anything happens, I'll protect you. System, are the original lines like this? I waved my hand. It's just that there's a bit of an accent when speaking. It doesn't affect the big picture. At exactly 12 o'clock in the morning, the system suddenly issues a task. Please call the male lead Leo and complete the following line performance. Brother, are you asleep? Can you play games with me for a while? I frowned as I looked at the screen. Here it comes again. Forced to get up, I asked softly into the phone. Dude, are you asleep? Wanna play games together? After waiting for 10 minutes. No response. What a lousy male lead. So impolite. I transmigrated here last month. The character setting is a high-level green tea female supporting character. According to the system prompts, I must complete relevant line tasks and successfully make the male lead fall in love with me before I can leave. When I first came here, the system told me that the male lead was a scumbag in the early stage. The two of us met online. After chatting for 2 days, I made him infatuated. After meeting in person, he was quickly under my control. As long as I perform according to the lines, he can fall in love with me in minutes. So I started the task full of confidence. As a result, it's been a month now, and I haven't even seen the male lead. If this continues, I don't know when I can go home. I lost my temper at the system. Is it that the words you gave me are wrong and caused the plot to be delayed? Wrong words? The system was speechless. Listen to your accent. Green tea turns into a bosom buddy. It's strange if he pays attention to you. I don't like to hear this. There are 1.4 billion people in China. No matter how heavy the accent is, it hasn't affected human reproduction. Seeing that I was unhappy, the system finally gave in. Leo is in a bar now. Why don't you go find him directly? Bypassing online dating and going directly to meet in person? My eyes lit up and I quickly got up from the bed and prepared to go to the bar. On the way, I was still worried. I haven't seen Leo either. What does he look like? The most handsome one. You can recognize him at a glance. When I arrived at the bar, just as the system said, I immediately located Leo himself. He was leaning lazily on the sofa. The buttons of his white shirt were undone too. The tie was loose. It seemed that he had drunk a lot. A group of social big brothers who looked very difficult to mess with were sitting next to him and still kept forcing him to drink. In this state, it was obvious that he was being bullied. To gain a sense of presence, I immediately rushed over. I've already said I can't drink anymore. You still keep pouring. Is there an end? After my words fell, everyone in the entire box was looking at me. A big brother scratched his bald head. Who are you? The incarnation of justice. The messenger of bravery. The protector of handsome guys. He can't drink anymore. I'll drink for him. After saying that, I didn't wait for everyone's reaction. I raised my head and drank all the beer in front of me in one gulp. Are you satisfied now? Can he leave with me? Everyone was stunned. I don't know who it was who took the lead and started applauding. The applause was sparse. This sister is brave. This is for unwine. Except for brother CI. I haven't seen a second person rink like this. Huh? Isn't it beer? No wonder my head is still dizzy. The man I protected narrowed his eyes and looked at me with a bit of interest in his eyes. Uncomfortable? I blinked. It's okay. It's just that now you seem to have two faces. The other person got up. Let's go. I reacted half a beat slower. Where to? Didn't you say take me home? After saying that, he greeted a few people and dragged me away. Did I complete the task? So smoothly? Passing through the corridor. In a trance, I seemed to see a man passing by in front of me. There was also a little girl in his arms. Leo. Look at that woman. She can rink with so many men. I'm so envious. I can't. I don't dare to go out and play with other men except you. What did that man reply? The girl giggled and said hateful. And then the two gradually walked away. My consciousness was not very clear, but I vaguely felt that these lines seemed a bit familiar. Did the system make me say them before? The next day, when I woke up, I was already in bed. I completely forgot what happened after leaving the bar. My head was groggy. There shouldn't be any problems yesterday, right? Unexpectedly, when I pushed open the door and walked into the living room, I saw the man from the bar last night sitting on my sofa. I was stunned and blurted out, "Why are you here?" The man glanced at me. "You invited me. Why do you think I'm here?" Did I? Before I could figure things out, the system inadvertently issued another line task. Please complete the following lines immediately. Brother, you are so excellent. It would be great if you were my boyfriend. Looking at the flashing lines above my head, I fell into hesitation once again. In this situation, is it really appropriate to say such words? In the end, reason prevailed over emotion. Reluctantly, I said, "Dude, you're quite awesome. How about we date?" After my words fell, the whole room was silent. This person didn't seem to understand at all. His dark eyes looked at me and he didn't say a word. Tempted by male charm, my heart beat disobediently. Strangely, the lines floating above my head didn't disappear. I was a bit uncertain. Could it be that the system fixed the bug and accents are not allowed anymore? So I cleared my throat and repeated the lines above my head clearly. Unexpectedly, after I said this, the lines directly turned red. System prompt: the female supporting character must immediately complete the specified lines. Otherwise the return channel will be permanently closed. Damn. What's going on? I was anxious and, regardless of the other person's reaction, I repeated crazily, "Brother, date me? Dude, can we be in a relationship?" It doesn't work. Finally, when I was on the verge of going crazy, the system appeared. It reminded me in a low voice, "You said it to the wrong person. This person is not the male lead." "Not Leo?" I looked at him. "Dude, who are you?" Hearing my question, the other person raised his eyebrows. "Just now you were pestering me to be in a relationship." After just a few seconds, "You've forgotten?" The lines flashed crazily. I didn't have time to explain either. I took out my phone, clicked on Leo's profile picture, quickly said the specified lines and sent them. The floating lines finally disappeared. Just as I was about to breathe a sigh of relief, the man standing in front of me suddenly laughed. "Playing with multiple guys in front of me? I haven't left yet. And you're already eagerly looking for the next one. Is this your sincerity in chasing someone?" "No, big brother. Who are you exactly?" After asking for a long time, I finally found out that this person's name is Ryan. For the time being, he can be considered as a passerby in this novel. What's the point of a passerby being so handsome? Isn't this confusing us female supporting characters? Ryan pressed his tongue against his cheek. "Want to pay to subtle things? Fine. Then let's calculate together. Yesterday you first drank a bottle of foreign wine worth more than 200,000 yuan for me. Then you've omitted in my new car worth more than 3 million yuan. Finally, when I carried you up, you tore my suit jacket worth more than 100,000 yuan. I won't bother with the change. You pay as much as you can." After hearing this, I was stunned. Is this person a liar? Just a small supporting character who doesn't even have a name in the whole text. Why is he richer than me? A female supporting character. I'm in trouble. I'm in big trouble. In the setting of this book, I am a green tea female supporting character with big breasts and no brains. If I really had so much money, would I have to go to such lengths to hook up with the male lead? After thinking about it, I still feel that I have to run away quickly, to speed up making Leo fall in love with me. I once again pestered him, and got his location. I planned to meet him first. But as soon as I arrived at the parking lot, something went wrong. My driving skills are relatively average. After finally finding a parking space and was struggling to reverse into it, a small sports car came from the side and directly took my spot. The whole process was quite smooth. I got out of the car and questioned, "Can you be a bit more civilized? Didn't you see that this parking space is occupied? This man should be a rich kid." There was also a girl sitting next to him. He very arrogantly replied, "Public parking spaces. Whoever gets it first owns it. Blame your own bad driving skills if you want to blame. Move the car away, or I'll smash the car." He looked at my little polo and there was a bit of mockery in the corner of his mouth. "Smash it. You can smash it as you please. I've really never heard of someone having such a request." "Then I'll do as you say." I bent down and picked up a stone and threw it at the windshield. The man went crazy. "Are you sick?" "I am indeed sick. I told you not to mess with me earlier." After saying that, the man came over and was about to punch me. I wasn't a stranger to fighting when I was young. I immediately grabbed his hair. The girl who was originally sitting in the passenger seat seemed very anxious beside him. "Don't fight. Don't fight." Before her words fell, this girl went around behind the man and secretly kicked him twice. Goodness. This is really taking advantage of me to get revenge for herself. Just when the man was beaten down by me, the system appeared. "Calm down. This person is Leo." My fists stopped. I was stunned. When the girl saw that I stopped fighting, she immediately switched from the watching the excitement mode to the tearful as a flower mode, and ran over and asked with a crying voice, "Leo, are you okay?" This tone was the same as a certain voice I'd heard last night. Did I see these two people in the bar yesterday? No, wait. I asked the system. This girl is not the female lead. Why is she beside the male lead? Could it be that in addition to me, there are other female supporting characters in this book? The system hesitated for a moment and then said, "I forgot to tell you. Recently, due to the large number of people transmigrating into books, the higher-ups have temporarily decided to adopt the competitive recruitment system for the role of female supporting characters. Such an extremely low-quality, astonishing scumbag. For being his female supporting character, there's still competition. Does he deserve it?" At the police station, the little green tea was tightly sticking to Leo, asking him if he was okay. Leo was also being melodramatic. He's a tall guy over 1.8 meters. Just because he was hit by me a few times, he was making a fuss. He even opened his mouth and asked me to pay 100 yuan. Just smashed a glass and you want me to pay 100 yuan? That's the glass of a Porsche. Leo had a look on his face as if I had never seen the world before. Pointing at his own face, he said, "Besides, I've been disfigured. Asking you for so much money is already very little." The little green tea chimed in, "Brother's handsome face has been swollen because of you. No matter how much you are asked to pay, it's not excessive." She was indignant. It seemed as if the person who had secretly kicked to feet just now wasn't her. I had no money. Plus, it hadn't been long since I transmigrated and I didn't have many acquaintances. In the end, I could only bite the bullet and call Ryan, who was actually a passerby. No, I called him. Anyway, I already owed him so much money, so I didn't care about owing a little more. Unexpectedly, Ryan was still quite loyal. He came soon after hanging up the phone. He also brought a lawyer with him. "Are you injured?" "No. I've never lost a fight." After saying that, I swung my arm. It's just that my hand hurts from punching people. You're quite proud. Put on your clothes and come back with me first. As soon as he heard that we were leaving, Leo was unhappy. The matter hasn't been resolved yet. Where do you want to go? Ryan glanced at Leo. The insurance company will contact you about the vehicle compensation issue. The lawyer will contact you about the compensation issue for her injured right hand. Anything else? Her right hand injured? Looking at Leo's devastated look, I couldn't help but want to laugh at an inappropriate time. But I was stopped by Ryan's sideways glance. Ryan ignored him and led me out by the neck. After going out, I just wanted to thank Ryan when I heard this person say, "I'm not picky about food. Boiled sliced pork, steamed chicken, braised pork trotters, and a stir-fried seasonal vegetable are enough. This is not picky. Also, when did I say I want you to cook?" Ryan raised his eyebrows. "Why? Is it wrong for a creditor to want a few dishes from you?" The arrogance immediately subsided. "Not wrong. Not wrong." In the evening, just after finishing dinner, the system issued the daily green tea ask again. "Please complete the specified lines, brother. It's all my fault. I made brother worry. Actually, I'm not usually so impulsive. But you are different to me. I know you can tolerate me. Right?" These words are quite in line with reality. I scratched my head and thought, maybe I should try it on Ryan? Mainly because I was curious. After having a full meal, Ryan was watching TV at this time. I approached. "Brother, it's all my fault today. I made brother worry." Ryan glanced at me and frowned. I continued. "Actually, I'm not usually so impulsive. But you are different to me. I know you can tolerate me. Right?" Then, I saw Ryan warily pick up the pillow on the sofa and hold it in front of his chest. Take 2 steps back before talking to me. I was a bit strange. But I still took 2 steps back. Then I heard Ryan say, "This trick doesn't work on me. Don't even think about owing any less money." In the evening, just after finishing dinner, the system issued the daily green tea ask again. "Please complete the specified lines, brother. It's all my fault. I made brother worry. Actually, I'm not usually so impulsive. But you are different to me. I know you can tolerate me. Right?" These words are quite in line with reality. I scratched my head and thought, maybe I should try it on Ryan? Mainly because I was curious. After spending so much time on Leo without any results. Is it the fault of the lines or the accent? After having a full meal, Ryan was watching TV at this time. I approached. "Brother, it's all my fault today. I made brother worry." Ryan glanced at me and frowned. I continued. "Actually, I'm not usually so impulsive. But you are different to me. I know you can tolerate me. Right?" Then, I saw Ryan warily pick up the pillow on the sofa and hold it in front of his chest. Take 2 steps back before talking to me. I was a bit strange. But I still took 2 steps back. Then I heard Ryan say, "This trick doesn't work on me. Don't even think about owing any less money. It's fine if you covet my money. Now you're even thinking about my beauty. Woman. How should I put it? Ryan is really stingy and confident." Rolling my eyes. In order to complete the task, I could only take out my phone. "Dude. I'm sorry today. I'm usually easy to get along with. I really couldn't hold back today. Don't take it too hard." After sending it, I threw my phone aside. I didn't expect the big scumbag to reply to me. Unexpectedly, 2 minutes later, the phone suddenly vibrated. "I was also wrong today. I took your parking space. It's not your fault." Goodness. Is the sun rising in the west? Immediately after, Leo sent another message. "If someone hadn't reminded me, I still wouldn't have realized that you are the girl chasing me. Today, you saw me with another woman and got jealous and wanted to attract my attention. Right? I understand. What Leo said is not just confidence. This is sick. Right? I suppressed my urge to curse and threw my phone aside without replying to him. Unexpectedly. The next day, I unexpectedly received a call from Green Tea No. 2. This time, she invited me to meet at a nearby coffee shop. When Ava saw me, she was straightforward and directly asked, "When did you transmigrate? How's your progress?" After I told her truthfully, Ava thought for a moment. "Let me discuss something with you. I'll help you get Leo. Give me the chance to go home. And what about you?" She pursed her lips. "I don't want to go home. Introduce the man who rescued you from the police station yesterday to me." Is she talking about Ryan? To tell you the truth, Ava didn't hide anything. My original family is not good. My father doesn't love me. My mother doesn't love me. And I have a leech-like younger brother. I don't want to go back at all. Yesterday's man looked handsome and rich. He's 180 times better than Leo. If I can be with him, why would I follow the plot? Don't worry. I already gave you a hint in front of Leo yesterday. I said that you accidentally smashed the car out of love and hate. He has already forgiven you. After saying that, she also complained. How did you play the role of a female supporting character? You even dared to smash the male lead's car. If you make an enemy of him, how will you go home? I just said while Leo suddenly became abnormal. It turns out that Ava blew some pillow talk. I opened my mouth but couldn't say a word. Ava asked me, "What do you think?" Of course, I'm happy to be able to go home. But Ava being with Ryan, somehow, it makes me feel a bit strange. I can only say, Ryan is a person. I can't control his emotions. Don't worry. As long as you don't make trouble. I have my own way. I didn't expect that Ava's way was to pretend to be my best friend, and come directly to the door. I didn't know there were other people here. Did I disturb your rest by coming here rashly? Since Ryan became my creditor, he has moved in, under the pretext of being afraid that I'll run away. In fact, he just wants to oppress me closely. When Ryan saw Ava, he wasn't polite either. Since you know it affects others' rest, why are you still standing here? Ava probably didn't expect Ryan to say that. The smile froze on her lips. But she still insisted on coming in and introduced herself to Ryan. I'm Mava. Wanwan's best friend. Best friend. Ryan glanced at me. At the police station a few days ago. Why didn't I see that you two had such a good relationship? Ava wasn't panicked either. We became best friends after that encounter. Since you have such a good relationship, let your boyfriend waive the repair compensation. Ava was stunned for a moment before saying, "Hateful. He's not my boyfriend. We are just ordinary friends. I'm still single." During the following time, Ava showed a textbook-level green tea performance in front of me. First, she broke a bowl and looked at Ryan with teary eyes. I slipped. I'm so stupid. I can't do anything well. Then, after eating the banana, she covered her mouth. I ate so much again. I'm really going to get fat to death. Brother Goo. Do you think I'm fat? Ryan glanced at her and said expressionlessly. The plate is bone china I bought. It's 200 yuan each. Please transfer the money to Wanwan before you leave. After saying that, he got up. I'm going out. I hope the house can be restored to its original cleanliness before I come back. After taking 2 steps, he thought of something and turned back. Looking at Ava, he said, "If you know you're stupid, be more disciplined when you're at someone else's house. Don't be so clumsy." Then he left completely. Ava, this person is not for me. His mouth is too poisonous. Ava suffered a crushing defeat. Before leaving, she told me, Wanwan, I think Ryan is not easy to mess with. If you really want to return to the real world, I advise you to stay away from him, and don't provoke him anymore. I also want to not provoke him, but Ryan always provokes me. Not long after Ava left, I received a call from Ryan, asking me to pick him up at the bar. He really treats me like a driver. When I arrived at the bar, I found that all the people present were acquaintances. They obviously still remembered me and greeted me. Isn't this the heroine who drank a bottle of foreign wine that day? Nice to see you again. Come here. There's wine here. She doesn't drink. Before I could speak, Ryan spoke. He was sitting by the motorhorn machine in the box, with a cigarette in his mouth. His narrow eyes were narrowed and his posture was lazy. Do you know how to play motorhorn? I'm not good at it. Come and play a couple of rounds. I didn't move, thinking that I already owed a lot of debt. After playing with these people, I would be finished too. Probably seeing through my little thought. Ryan chuckled. If you lose, it's on me. My eyes lit up. What if I win? Ryan smiled. You really don't want to lose out. It's yours. Hearing this, I quickly ran over, rolled up my sleeves. How much are we playing for? The big brother sitting opposite Ryan replied. 50 cents and 1 yuan. I almost thought I was hallucinating. How much? That guy thought he had said something wrong. Looking at Ryan. Sister-in-law CI. Is this too much? They are all people who drive million-dollar luxury cars. In a bar box that starts at tens of thousands of yuan. Playing motorhorn for 50 cents and 1 yuan. Is it appropriate? Ryan coughed lightly. More is illegal. All right. We played until early morning. In the end, I won 23 yuan and 50 cents. I clutched the money I won and couldn't help humming happily. Ryan looked at my proud luck and couldn't help curving his lips and said, You're really something. All the happiness lasted until just before going to bed. The system issued the task again. Please complete the specified lines. Brother, I dreamed about you last night. I dreamed that you got married. I woke up crying. It was like a basin of cold water being poured down. I don't know why, but now I am more and more reluctant to complete tasks. I even feel a bit disgusted. Reluctantly opening WeChat, I quickly said, Dude, I dreamed about you getting married yesterday. I cried to death. Send. After the floating lines disappeared, I quickly withdrew what I just said. After waiting for 2 seconds, the system didn't give any warnings. Am I experiencing a bug again? Unexpectedly, a few minutes later, Leo replied to me. What did you send? I sent it wrong. Sorry. As a result, Leo replied to me with a voice message. Good girl. I won't marry someone else. Good night, my baby. So he clearly heard it, and he pretended to ask me to repeat it. I was so disgusted that I almost threw up last night's meal. I was too lazy to deal with Leo, but he didn't know what had gotten into him. After that day, he started chatting with me frequently, in long paragraphs, either complaining about his female lead or saying some ambiguous words. Men are like this. When you are cold, they get excited. But because of this, I began to realize that something seemed wrong. According to the original work, the female lead's character setting in the early stage is just a sycophant. She is a love-struck fool and is completely deceived by the male lead. But now, according to Leo's description, it seems that she is also rather indifferent to him. Ava also sensed the change in the female lead and called me. I was stalked some time ago. After investigation, I found out that it was the female lead's people, probably trying to take evidence of Leo's infidelity. She told me, I feel that the female lead may have awakened. You should be more careful yourself. After that day, I always felt a vague uneasiness in my heart, as if something was about to happen. Sure enough, I met the female lead a few days later. That day, I went to a restaurant for a meal with Ryan. As we walked into the restaurant, we just happened to see a female waitress being bullied by several lecherous customers. During the struggle, the dinner plate was broken, and the soup splashed all over me and Ryan. I'm sorry. The waitress apologized to us with a pale face. Tears were hanging in her eyes. About to fall. I noticed her name tag. And it was clearly the name of the female lead. It's okay. Ryan is naturally not so petty. He dusted off his clothes and looked at those lecherous hands. If you want to eat, eat quietly. If you don't want to eat, get out and don't spoil others' fun. If you say anything else, I don't mind going out and exercising with you. Those people originally wanted to be difficult. But seeing that Ryan was not someone to be trifled with, they finally sat down cursing. This matter was over like this. Unexpectedly. After paying the bill, the female lead suddenly chased after us. Wait. The girl stuffed a handful of money into Ryan's hand. You just helped me out. This meal is on me. No need. Ryan's voice was cold. He returned the money. It's what I should do. After saying that, he dragged me away. I looked back at the female lead still standing in the cold wind, and always felt that all these coincidences were somehow too natural. Ryan, wait for me for 2 minutes. I left something in the restaurant. After saying that, I ran back. When I entered, I was surprised to find the female lead sitting next to those lecherous men, chatting happily with this group. Obviously, they knew each other. Seeing me, the female lead was not panicked at all. She walked over with a smile on her lips. Did you lose something? You know them? You did that on purpose just now. The female lead's smile grew even wider. Looking at her expression, my heart tightened. Damn. This is not just an awakening of consciousness. This is clearly a darkening. Obviously, compared to Ava, the female lead is on a completely different level. Because the next day, I saw the female lead again in Ryan's company. She was wearing an internship badge around her neck and took the initiative to come over and greet me and Ryan. What a coincidence. You just helped me yesterday. Today when I came to work, I found out that the company I interviewed for was actually the company of my benefactor. That's great. The female lead is petite and lovely. When she smiles, there are 2 small dimples at the corners of her mouth. But at this moment, it made me goosensed. Just yesterday, she sneered at me and said that she would make me lose everything. Now she acts as if nothing had happened. She greets me affectionately as if meeting us is really a very happy thing. The female lead knows exactly what to do to be more pleasing to men. Seeing us chatting, she waved with a smile. I won't waste your time. I'll treat you to a meal when I have the chance. After saying that, she ran away with a stack of documents in her arms. The high ponytail was still swaying. I looked at Ryan and found that he was also looking at the female lead. There was a hint of a smile on the corner of his mouth. My heart tightened and suddenly. So, is this the kind of girl Ryan likes? Until the evening, I finally understood why the plot direction had changed. The author changed the setting. The system hesitated for a moment before saying, Ryan. I knew it. Seeing me fall silent, the system comforted me. Don't worry. This doesn't affect our initial task. You are still the green tea female supporting character in the first half of the book. As long as Leo is moved, you can return to reality. In my opinion, it's almost a success. Keep up the good work. After saying that, the system disappeared. So I'm almost done with the task. But I can't be happy at all. So after I leave, will the ending of this world be that Ryan and the female lead are together? Facts have proved that Ryan has started to get closer and closer to the female lead. After that day, Ryan obviously worked overtime more often, and he came home later and later. Several times when I called, I could hear the female lead's voice. I was like a wife waiting for her husband to come back. Every day, I was involuntarily anxious. I felt like I couldn't do anything with enthusiasm. But obviously, I have nothing to do with Ryan. On the contrary, on the other side, without the interference of the female lead in Deva, Leo, who was in a vacant period, obviously became more enthusiastic towards me. He chatted with me every 2 or 3 days. I didn't reply. I think I'm probably done for. Before Leo was moved by me, I was moved by Ryan first. That day, Ryan never came back. Just when I was about to call and ask, the door opened. The female lead supported Ryan and walked in. Ryan's face was slightly flushed. She helped Ryan sit on the sofa and then said to me, "President Gu had a social engagement today, and drank a little wine." I didn't speak. The female lead stood there and looked at me. Suddenly, she asked, "Has your relationship with Leo been going smoothly recently?" "What do you mean?" The female lead glanced at Ryan with his eyes closed and then sneered. "There's no one else here. What are you pretending for? Eating from the bowl and looking at the pot. You really are a green tea." "What do you think Ryan's reaction would be if he knew about your ambiguous relationship with Leo?" Finally, she left a sentence. "Little mistress." These words made me feel as if there was a fire burning in my heart. My whole face was burning hot again. Obviously, I wanted to refute, but I couldn't say a word. Who cares about Leo, that big scumbag? But my transmogation task is really a green tea line every day. I feel that unconsciously, I have walked into a dead end. And the reason for everything is, I have fallen in love with Ryan. At this moment, Ryan was lying on the sofa, frowning tightly. He seemed to be very uncomfortable. I involuntarily reached out to smooth the wrinkles between his brows. I think it's really time for me to say goodbye to Ryan. Thinking about it, I couldn't help but shed a tear. Wiping it away with the back of my hand, I couldn't help but bend down and gently kiss Ryan's right cheek. At the moment I got up, suddenly a big hand grabbed my wrist and flipped me over, pressing me down on the sofa. "Why don't you continue?" Ryan's eyes were dark and bright. There was not the slightest sign of drunkenness. "You're not drunk?" It occurred to me belatedly that the day I drank a bottle of foreign wine, I seemed to hear someone say, "Except for Brother CI. There is no second one." "So, you were pretending?" He didn't answer. He raised his eyebrows at me. "Why did you kiss me?" I dodged my eyes and didn't know how to answer. Ryan didn't let me go, seeing me being close to others. "Are you uncomfortable? Now you know how I feel when you send text messages to others behind my back every day, right?" Hearing this, I was stunned. "What did you say? Really think I don't know?" "I'm not stupid." Ryan looked at me. "If you kiss me, you have to be responsible for me. I don't care what your reason is. Put away those miscellaneous thoughts. Serve me well." He leaned closer to me. "You don't have to pay back the money." After that day, Ryan and I established a romantic relationship. Such a decision means that I have also given up my status as a female supporting character. But I didn't expect that after only 2 days of peaceful days, I was completely blackened on the internet. The reason was that the female lead exposed Leo's infidelity online and attached various chat screenshots. Probably because my accent was too heavy, and she really couldn't find anything that could be posted online. In the end, she actually used Leo and Ava's chat records and forced them onto me. Not only that, but she also exposed all my personal information. With the aura of the female lead's cool story, she directly sent me to the top of the hot search. So, I became a green tea bitch and a dead little mistress that everyone shouted at. I was originally not from this world. This matter didn't have much impact on me. But what I was most worried about was that Ryan would misunderstand. After thinking about it, I told Ryan everything about the task. "So you said that you are not from this world. I know it's hard to believe, but I really didn't lie to you." Ryan didn't ask much. He looked through my chat records with Leo expressionlessly. When he listened to all my voice messages, his expression gradually became complicated. "This is what you said. Green tea words?" I nodded. Ryan stared at me for a long time. Then he clicked his tongue and returned the phone to me. I stared at Ryan, not understanding what he meant. Finally, Ryan said, "Stay by my side and be honest. With your level, it's basically impossible to go back by completing tasks." "What does this mean? Is he making fun of me?" The next day, Ryan directly sent a lawyer's letter and publicly sued the female lead for slander. And he released my chat with Leo as evidence to prove that the screenshots circulating online are not me. Overnight, public opinion began to reverse. After listening to the real version of the recording, this sister is so funny. What kind of green tea is this, hahaha? Funny girls have no love. It's really amazing to be beaten as a little mistress. This is not thinking about your boyfriend. It's looking for a game partner. I was happily scrolling through the comments. Ryan glanced at me. Happy now? I put down my phone and was a bit worried. Did we offend the female lead? She is the female lead of this book. Maybe she has some hidden golden finger. Won't there be any trouble? Worried about me? I'm not joking. Ryan put his arm around my shoulder. If the sky falls, I'll hold it up. What are you afraid of? But I didn't expect that something still happened after a few days. And this time, the sky really fell. After the cyberbullying incident, Leo never contacted me. Just when I thought everything had passed. One day when I went home, I suddenly met Leo smoking downstairs. With a scruffy beard, he looked a bit decadent and sloppy. Juan, he called me. Stop right there. I reached out to stop him. Don't come over. We just explained our relationship clearly. Are you still not satisfied with how much I've been scolded? Leo's eyes were bloodshot. I was wrong. I didn't expect her to be so heartless. As he said this, Leo gritted his back teeth and then told me. It's normal for you to resent me. But can you give me one more chance? Now I have nothing left but you. After Leo finished speaking, I don't know if it was an illusion. I suddenly heard the system's voice. Congratulations to the host for completing the task of making the male lead fall in love. My heart skipped a beat. I looked at Leo for a few seconds, then turned around and ran. It seemed that as long as I ran fast enough, the system couldn't catch up with me. However, I became more and more dizzy uncontrollably. When I woke up again, I was already lying on the bed. The alarm clock was beeping. I looked at the calendar. March 17th. The day I transmigrated. Everything was like a long dream. Ryan was fake. Leo was fake. And the days of transmogration seemed to be fake too. I repeated my 2.1 line life every day. Life seemed unchanged. Except that I occasionally missed Ryan. I thought I would never have the chance to be involved with that world again. Unexpectedly, on my way home one day, I suddenly met a girl. She looked very much like Ava. When the girl heard my voice, she turned her head and looked at me. Her eyes lit up. Juan? What a coincidence. It was really her. Why are you here? Have you completed your task too? This is a long story. Saying that, Ava sighed and then told me. Originally, that world collapsed. I was stunned and didn't understand what this sentence meant at all. This is all your boyfriend's fault. Ava pouted unhappily. After you disappeared, Ryan turned dark. He brought down Leo's company. The scumbag was arrested with a debt of several $100 million. The female lead also got into legal trouble because of slander. Later, when she was desperate, she seemed to borrow usurious loans and was forced to pay back money every day. The plot line completely collapsed, causing all the transmigrator rest to be bounced back to reality. There could be such a thing. After I went back, I hurriedly searched for this book. Sure enough, I found that the full text had been locked. The comments were all filled with readers cursing the bad ending. What about Ryan? What happened to Ryan? Unable to sit still anymore, I wanted to go out and find Ava again to ask for more information. As soon as I got out of the elevator, I bumped into a man head-on. Sorry. Looking up, my heart was beating so fast that it was about to jump out. Ryan? Ryan had his hands in his pockets. Hearing my words, he raised his eyebrows. Sister, who are you? The tone and manner were exactly the same as when I found out that he wasn't Leo at my house. Tears fell straight down. Why are you here? Didn't Ava tell you? All the transmigrator rests were ejected. So you. Uh-huh. Only then did I know that Ryan was also a transmigrator. What was your task? I'm just a passerby. What task do I need? Running a company to make money. Drinking and playing cards. Isn't it good? I didn't understand. But later the system clearly told me that the author revised the plot once in the later stage and made you the male lead. Oh. That's because I'm different from you. I accidentally made a little too much money and did a little too big business. I was too outstanding. The system wanted to make me the main character. Still different from me. Saying that my performance as a female supporting character is not good. I sneered. Then you are really amazing. Seeing that I was not very happy. He curved his lips. But I refused. I deliberately said. Such a good opportunity. Why did you refuse? I was completely captivated by the green tea female supporting character. I really didn't have time to look at others. That's more like it. Later on, I asked Ryan why he liked me. As a result, he told me, actually, I'm allergic to alcohol. I used to say that I could drink 1,000 cups without getting drunk. I was lying to you. At the bar, you raised your head and drank a bottle of foreign wine. It directly poured into my heart. That day I was thinking, if you can drink so much, it's you. Hearing this, I put on my clothes and was about to leave. Ryan called out to me. Where are you going? Buy wine.